Mhm.
Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Hartland Football's own Kaden Custodio. How's it going?
It's going great, Casey. It's awesome. It's an honor to be on this podcast with you, and just thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. You had a pretty good season. Of course, you're only a junior, and of course, you made honorable mention All KLAA team and all that. And just kind of talk about what position you play and what kind of year you thought you had.
Right. Well, like you said, I did make the KLA honorable mention, and that came as a great honor and it definitely made me happy. I mean, I saw that news and I just started smiling. But, I gotta say, a lot of that has to come from my coaches because, yeah, as a guard, I played guard this year. As a guard, I came into the season and I was expecting actually to play a position like running back or try for that at least. But I got a text from a coach and he said, "Would you be willing to play guard?" I said, "Sure." I went out there and coaching staff, I mean, Coach Stevenson, Coach Shelby, other Coach Stevenson all really, really helped me. So, I mean, this honorable mention means as much to me as it should to them because I wouldn't have gotten it without their help and coaching.
For sure. Just kind of talk about what was it like being on the offensive line because it's a strong line. A lot of good guys are on there.
Right. I mean, it was kind of stressful at first because once you get on the offensive line, you really realize, like, wow, it really all boils down to this. The game is won and lost on the line. But like you said, playing on such a strong line was really helpful to me, I think, in developing me at the start of the year into becoming a better player as a guard. And having guys around me like the captain Vincent Cox, everyone knows, Cooper Pyle, is just awesome. They all helped me out a lot whenever I needed it. And I'm excited. Four of our offensive linemen, everyone besides Vincent, should be returning or will be returning. And I think we're gonna have a great year again next year. So
Yeah. I kind of talk about was this your first year on varsity football?
it was, yes.
What was that experience like getting used to, playing on Thursday nights to playing on the big stage?
Right. It was definitely different. I mean, practice schedules changed, obviously, as we have an extra day to prepare. And I must say, I liked it a lot more playing on Friday nights, just having all the fans there to watch and support you, or even having all the fans there to root against you. It's just a different feeling than it was on Thursday nights. And preparations also were a lot nicer because we had that extra time, like I mentioned.
And kind of talk about like how you kind of get ready for games. How do you get like physically and getting ready? What does it take for a lineman to get ready for a game?
Right, yeah. I mean, after school, I would go home at before every game and I would kind of just sit down, honestly, and get into my mental state because it's a different mentality you have to have when you're going to go out there and play on the offensive line. Knowing every play of the game that you are out there, you have to just go out there and beat up the guy across from you. So I would come home, sit down, and kind of get into the mentality and eat some food for sure, so I'd be energized for the game and drink lots of water and really just between my music and mentally preparing myself, that's all I really did.
Okay, so you got to talk about that. Just kind of what do you get nervous before a game?
Yeah, for sure. I get really nervous in the locker room actually. Right before the game, we go out there do warm-ups and we come back into the locker room and all the coaches start talking, giving their speeches. And right there is when it really hits me. Like I just start thinking, wow, I have to go out there and perform to my absolute best against these and other great teams. So just preparing is it's different. It's awesome. And the nerves, like I said, I get nervous, but it's a good type of nerves, if that makes sense.
Just kind of take me through like you know um, just kind of getting ready for those kinds of games. Now, outside of nervousness, are you just like, do you want to? Are you just more? Are you more quiet during game, like before games, or are you more loose before games?
Before games, I'm definitely way more loose. I'll be jumping around, getting hype, and screaming songs, quite honestly. So I'm definitely that type of person.
Yeah, for sure. What was it like? Well, just tell me what it's like to get ready for, a big game at home, going and playing there. That had to be fun.
Right, yeah, for sure. Getting out there, getting ready before a big game at home, it's cool because throughout the school day, you walk around the school building and you start to think to yourself, wow, all these people are going to be there to support us as a team. So it's awesome. We go out there and we try to get the job done, and we have our fans there watching us, supporting us through thick and thin, and that's just a different feeling.
Yeah. Um, I mean, home games are one thing. Road games are absolutely another thing. There's nothing like winning on the road. Obviously that was proven this year. So
Right.
what was it like going on the road to you went to some pretty tough environments.
Right. We went to obviously we went to Howell, beat Howell. That was awesome. Going on the road, we all knew before we got on that bus. We all knew what type of game it was going to be. It was going to be a hard physical game, and Howell's just not going to give up. So we all sat there on the bus, kind of quiet, just getting into our mental states, like I was saying earlier, and preparing ourselves for the war we were about to go through. So playing on the road is definitely a lot different than playing at home.
Let's talk about that for a second. How do you get in your mental state as you are on the way to road games? Because that could be a tough thing. Because it's like you're sitting there and it's like you're sitting there and thinking, and that could be good, but that could be bad too.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because I had to kind of experiment with what I wanted to do because I started the year out and our first game on our way to John Glenn, I kind of stayed quiet and didn't listen to any music and just tried to focus, but I found that didn't really work for me. So then our next game, when we were on our way to Novi, I put my headphones in, started listening to music, and stayed quiet. I sat there really focused and I try my best to envision what I want to do out there on the field and how I'm gonna do that. So getting into my right mental state is I figured out on the road, I put headphones in and envision greatness.
Yeah. Best moment from this season.
Best moment for the season, definitely beating Howell right after that game at Howell. We were all celebrating together, all excited. It was awesome.
Yeah. I know you're only a junior, so you're coming back. So it's obviously the season did not end the way you wanted it to, but going into this year, I know we just ended the season, but you're already looking forward to getting ready for next year.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. I am ecstatic to say the least to start this next season. Already been getting back in the gym, lifting, bonding with teammates already. So I'm just trying to do my best to prepare for this upcoming season and help others prepare their best for this upcoming season.
For sure. All right. Well, Caden, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck. Congrats on a great season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. See you later, Casey.